Just like Super Bowl 57, Super Bowl 59 is giving us another Chiefs versus Eagles matchup. The last time they played in the Super Bowl, it was a thrilling game that came down to the final seconds. Ironically, that game was decided on a flag that favored the Chiefs. This go around, the stakes are even higher, as the Chiefs are looking to become the first team in NFL history to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls. It's crazy because 1, no team has done that in 60 years, and 2, because there are 8 other teams that won back-to-back championships, but couldn't secure the 3rd in a row. The Eagles storylines are interesting as well. As we know, the year prior in 2023, they completely collapsed late in the season, losing 6 of their last 7 games, including the playoffs. Coach Nick Sirianni, despite making the playoffs in each of his first 3 seasons, was very much on the hot seat and had Eagles fans calling for his job. This year, the team had mid-season turmoil, mainly sparked by some comments made by their star wide receiver A.J. Brown, but to the rescue was Saquon Barkley, who came over from a division rival to rush for over 2,000 yards, and apparently was a big reason for the Eagles locker room staying intact. To their credit, the Eagles were able to mend these issues and make their second trip to the big game in the past 3 years. So why does nobody want this Super Bowl? First off, it's a repeat matchup from 2023. It happened too recently, and NFL fans want to see new representatives. For Kansas City, they've represented the AFC in 5 of the past 6 Super Bowls. The only team to keep the Chiefs out of the Super Bowl the past 6 years was the 2021 Bengals. Kansas City in general, even dating back to the Alex Smith days, have been a juggernaut since the 2013 season when Andy Reid got there. For the Eagles, they've been consistently making the playoffs since 2017, which of course was the Nick Foles year. Speaking of Foles, there's a lot of weird crossovers between these two franchises. Between his 2 stints with the Eagles, Nick Foles was actually a Chief back in 2016. Carson Wentz currently backs up Patrick Mahomes, and of course Andy Reid is a former coach of the Eagles. Next reason people hate this matchup, it's pretty obvious. A lot of people hate these teams. For Kansas City, it's a little more out of their control, but they seem to benefit from officiating more times than not, especially in crucial moments. Most of the talk after the Chiefs and Bills AFC Championship game revolved around officiating. It was probably the last thing the NFL wanted, especially considering just 2 days prior, a report came out saying the NFL is looking to expand replay rules to make sure they get certain calls correct. Well, as we know, the AFC Championship saw a 2-play sequence early in the 4th quarter, which is making hashtag NFL rigged a trending topic on social media. Did Dalton Kincaid pick up the first down here? Quite possibly, but the refs ruled him short. So on 4th and inches and Josh Allen clearly getting to the line to gain, you would think that this Bills drive continued. It did not. The Chiefs, after replay review, were awarded the ball and of course went on to win the game. Not only that sequence, but many observers were questioning a play ruled a catch by Xavier Worthy, where it was a little dicey to say the least. But for the NFL, this is nothing new. The games being rigged for the Chiefs is a narrative that's been around for a while. It is literally impossible to scroll Twitter during a big Chiefs win and not see the AI memes of Mahomes making out with a ref. It's gotten that bad. But it wasn't just officiating. The Bills had their chances to win the game and it slipped through their hands, literally. It also doesn't help the rigged allegations knowing that the Chiefs are 12-0 in one-score games this season. But to debunk this theory, an interesting stat I heard just a couple weeks ago on the Ryan Russillo podcast was this. In the past 2 years, Chiefs opponents have been flagged 48 times in the 4th quarter of one-score games. The Chiefs, on the other hand, they were flagged 47 times. Not so rigged anymore, huh? But to debunk my debunk, the Chiefs have now gone 12 straight playoff games without committing more penalties than their opponents. That's the longest streak of any team in the past 30 years. Do I think it's actually rigged? No. Am I annoyed by the amount of times they seem to get bailed out? Absolutely. Of course, there's the Taylor Swift haters, the people that hate flopping in football, and other smaller gripes. I don't think Eagles hatred needs too much explaining, but the behavior of their fan base seems to get even more out of control during these playoff runs. I'm sure most of you saw the viral video of an Eagles fan calling a woman Packers fan the C word, and I'm sure some of you have seen the recent video of an Eagles fan stealing a Commanders fan's hat when leaving the stadium. It's 2 unlikable teams going head to head, for different reasons mind you, but either way, there's plenty of hate to go around for these 2 franchises. The good news is we should be expecting another fantastic matchup on Super Bowl Sunday in 2025. The Eagles have had the best defense in football since their bye in Week 5, and we know Steve Spagnuolo with the Chiefs are no strangers to putting up masterclass performances in the playoffs. Defense does win championships, but with both defenses being great, the game might be decided elsewhere. Can a top 10 run defense in Kansas City stop the number 2 rushing offense with Saquon and Hurts? Can Philly's young secondary with 2 rookie starters do enough to stop the quarterback quickly rising up the GOAT rankings? I personally hope both teams lose, but unfortunately my wish cannot be granted. Aside from a healthy Lions team, which we did not see in the playoffs, it does seem like the 2 teams remaining are actually the best 2 teams remaining. So there is that. The Eagles ran through the NFC with relative ease, and the Chiefs did what they always do and outscored their opponents in the 4th quarter. I'll go on record and say I think the Chiefs win, but with the spread being a 1.5 points, it's pretty much a coin flip. I think Philly's defensive line can be a problem, but if you're asking me to take Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna have to go Mahomes there, to no surprise. And this is the 5th time in Super Bowl history where we have a head coaching rematch. And in those matchups, the coach that won the first time is 4-0 in the second matchup. So good luck to the Eagles on trying to be the first team to break that streak as well. That'll do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, leave a like and subscribe if you did. Let's hope that Super Bowl 59 is a good one, and I'll talk to you guys next time.